Hey, what's up guys? So we're here to go ahead and check out a bunch of new Yu-Gi-Oh cards announced for the structure deck Shaddolls. So there is one card that got announced that I think a lot of people are kind of excited about, but I'm really curious to know what you guys feel about it, which is Harpies Feather Duster. So it's getting reprinted in here, and in the TCG this card is still actually on the ban list. So I'm curious to know if you guys think that this will even matter, because remember, the OCG doesn't even main deck this card in a lot of different decks. It's side decked quite frequently, but as far as the main deck, there's a lot of people that aren't even really utilizing it. And then on top of that, Raigeki Storm is going to be at 3 when this card releases. And if you guys haven't seen this card, if you control no face-up cards, you're able to either destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, or destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. So you have either effect of basically Raigeki, or again Harpies Feather Duster, which is like the Raigeki Storm. This card is just really so great in the fact that you can utilize it for either effects. There's really no downside other than, well, you can only activate one per turn anyways. But I don't really think that Harpies Feather Duster is going to be changing up the game, but a lot of people are like, no, this card's too OP. But I'm curious to know if you guys even think Harpies Feather Duster matters in the game, because that is actually one of the cards that will be reprinted in this new Shaddoll structure deck. And anyways, so today's video is going to be all about the full spoilers over here, but there are a bunch of other new Shaddoll cards, so I kind of want to go ahead and go over those effects as well, so you guys can go ahead and check them out. Now, over on the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom page, a lot of the effects aren't even added in yet, so we're going to actually, for the sake of this video, actually go into Yu-Gi-Oh Pro for some of the effects, because again, it's just not listed yet, because I guess it's just too fresh. But anyways, let's go and hop right into it. So first off, some of the new Shaddoll cards over here are going to be the Shaddoll Wendy. So this is a flip effect, lets you special summon a Shaddoll monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position, except for itself. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to special summon a Shaddoll monster from your deck in face down defense position, except for itself, and you can only use the effect of it once per turn. And then next up we have the Noel Shaddoll Ariel. So it's a flip effect that says you can target one of your banished Shaddoll monsters, special summon it in face up or face down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyards and banish them. You can only use one Noel Shaddoll Ariel effect per turn, only once that turn. Unfortunately, I feel like this flip effect is just way too slow. If it was a quick effect, maybe it would be a little bit more viable. But also, we're also looking at Wind, which this effect is actually pretty good. But at the end of the day, it's for the Wind Shaddoll, and like the Wind Shaddoll, as you guys know, it's kind of memes. The Water one's not too bad, so it has a little bit more utility. But this card, you have to wait, you know, to actually get that flip effect to be able to utilize that. And then you're able to just get those banishings in, but that requires your opponent to go and activate a bunch of stuff, which means when you go to your turn, you might not be able to utilize that effect too good, but at the end of the day, it's still not a bad effect. It's just probably just too slow for the most part. Next up, we have one of the light Shaddolls. This is Quado Shaddoll, the Kios. So this is a flip effect, lets you summon a Shaddoll monster from your hand and face up or face down defense position. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to send a Shaddoll monster from your hand to the graveyard. And then for the rest of the turn, all monsters you control will gain attack and defense equal to the original level of the monster sent to the graveyard by this effect times 100. And then obviously you can proc all the other Shaddoll effects. This card will see a little bit more play out of like the other ones. I really like the effect of Windy, and I like the artwork. Unfortunately though, again, it's just like the Wind Shaddoll is just not what I would consider ideal. But keep in mind, it just has to be sent to the graveyard for a card effect. It doesn't have to, of course, be to go ahead and make the Shaddoll Fusion, you know, the Windingo, right? The card that no one really likes. Where is it? Where the heck is it? This is a meme card, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, I figured I'd go over those effects really quick. And then also, there is one new fusion. This is the El Shaddoll Apokalon. And anyways, so it requires 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes, and it must be fusion summoned, can't be destroyed by battle. If this card is special summoned, you get to target a face-up card and negate its effects. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck to your hand, and then discard 1 card. So the effect's like mediocre. It's not anything that's going to make Shaddolls super S tier, but we also technically have a few reprints of some of our favorite Shaddoll cards, like of course Construct and Winda over here. These are just alternate arts. It's the exact same effect, so we won't go ahead and go over that. But now that you guys know kind of what's in here as far as what's new, I want to go ahead and go over the full spoiler list over here. So first off, we did go over the new cards over here, and the rarities for these are going to be triple super rares over here, at least in the OCG. Sometimes in the TCG we get like an ultra, but for the most part, more likely these are going to be the foils here. So you basically get the entire Shaddoll family over here. So you get Falco, Hedgehog, Squamata, Dragon, Beast, Hound, Zephyr Naga, Zephyr Core, even throwing that in there, that's kind of interesting. But also we have the BLS all the way at the beginning, one of my favorite cards in the game, and then I feel like this was kind of out of nowhere. Lava Golem. I feel like this card is basically outclassed. Kaiju. It should have been at least like a Kaiju. I think that like another reprint of Gamma would have been just nice. And then we have Dark Armored Dragon in 2019 Kappa. You know, if you haven't seen the video that we made, it wasn't too long ago, but it was just showing off because, well, I believe Dark Arm. Hold on, is it still? What the heck? Hold on, we gotta check out Dark Arm in the OCG. So Dark Arm is at yeah, it's at triple in the OCG. It doesn't really matter. I guess we also have that new Dark Arm, the Annihilation Dragon, but like honestly, it's not really good. As far as Dark Arm goes, it's very easy to summon in Shaddolls, but Shaddolls can definitely OTK already with the quick play. For the most part, I feel like Dark Arm is a win harder card, but again, it is definitely a great little card. It's not really seeing any play in most decks anyways. Then we also have Fairy Tale Snow, not a bad card. Again, a Trick Clown over here. Wait, Snow is still banned in the ocean. Hold on, Snow. Yeah, it's still banned in the TCG. What is it? A triple in the OCG, by the way. That card, I don't know if that card will come back. Let me know, like we talked about before, Harpies Feather Duster's in here. I'm curious to know if you guys think that this card should stay banned or not. But what do you guys feel about Fairy Tale Snow? I feel like this card's really OP. It really is. It does so much for a lot of different decks. And then Trick Clown, very good card as well. Armageddon Knight, another great card. And Felice, and then Electromagnetic. There's so many like cards that were great like months and months ago, or even like I guess a year or two ago, back when Shaddolls were actually more of a relevant deck. But honestly, guys, I do want to make a video on Shaddolls with basically all the newer stuff here. Maybe I'll make a triple structure deck Shaddoll video. If you guys are new here and you do want to see that, drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell and you'll see it. But y'all, you drop a like on it anyways. But I do want to go ahead and try to make a new Shaddoll deck in 2019 because honestly, Winda just shuts down decks. If you go first and you go ahead and summon Winda and follow up with any other form of negation, you're usually pretty good to go, to be honest. And then we also have Mathematician and then Curry Bandit. Well, you're good to go, that is, unless of course you get Impermanence, which happens every single time to Winda. You need, if you have Winda and a negate anything, I feel like it's pretty decent. And then we have Parapara Cerberus, again, another great card. Curse of the Shadow Prison, you're not going to be playing that. L Shaddoll Fusion, F Shaddoll Fusion. Super Polymerization, that's another great print. We also have Instant Fusion, Allure of Darkness, Foolish, Living Fall. So a lot of great cards. Pot of Avarice, which there's another card I want to talk about if it's getting reprinted. Again, when cards get reprinted, a lot of times people are like, yo, sometimes, does that mean it's coming back? I feel like Pot of Avarice is an insanely good card. And what I find very interesting with a lot of these lists of cards, right, is if we go to Pot of Avarice in the OCG, they can play triple, but we can't even play one. Like, there's a huge difference in that. Like, I understand if a card's at 1 and then it's banned, or if it's at 2 and 3, but when one area, I guess, has it completely banned, and then the other one's playing 3, and they don't even play 3. I don't know, it kind of opens up the doors to, like, you know, what's going on with this game. This is also the Aresh. Oh, hold on, let me go ahead and actually go open up that card. Resh. This is another card we didn't go over because I went over the monsters. Okay, so this is another newer card over here. So this is a trap called the Shaddoll Incarnation. You get to target a Shaddoll monster in your graveyard and special summon it in face up or face down defense position, and then you can banish this card and one Shaddoll card from your graveyard, then activate one of these effects. So you get to change one face down monster you control into face up defense position, or you get to change one face up monster you control into face down defense position, and you can only use one Shaddoll Incarnation effect per turn, only once that turn. I really wish the effect of this card was to banish it from the graveyard and basically select an opponent's monster and put it face down, so you basically would get a negate effect. Then I would say that this card would be so much better, but for the most part, I think, what was it, Core was like the only Shaddoll Core saw some play, and then there's also what was the name of that card? The oh gosh, what is it? Was it called? It was the one that basically like Foolish. Is it really not? I thought I could have sworn it was a trap card. There it is. Oh, Sinister Shadow Games. It's not even called. It's not even. It has Shaddoll in the text, but it's not a Shaddoll card. How did they mess this up? Yeah, you just send one, and then you get to change any number of face down defense. I feel like it almost does like the same thing, but like this one you have to target one in the grave. This one is just a little bit faster for the most part. I don't know. I just think that this one has a little bit more utility, but this one does have the banish effect. But again, it doesn't book up when your opponent's monsters, which again, it would have been so much better. if they did that. So, anyways, and you're also getting Shaddoll Core and then Sinister Shadows games, and then per Shaddoll Aeon. What the heck is that? Hold on. I briefly looked over this list, but what the heck is this? Is this a card? It's probably a card no one used. Anyways, it lets you target Shaddoll monster you control and send one Shaddoll card from your hand to the graveyard, and then it gains 1,000 attack and defense, but it's changed to face down defense position during the end phase. Okay. More likely people aren't going to be using that. Lost One's kind of a cool card. And Any Nightmare, that's another great reprint, great card. And then Necro Fusion, another great card, Subterra Succession. And then we also have Grista over here, not really seeing too much play. And then Wendigo, and then the Water one, and then we have the Shaddoll Construct. The most important part is Window here? Oh, okay, and then, okay. So, oh, this is the Enhancement Pack? Wait, so do you not even get this in here? I was unaware of this Enhancement Pack. Someone fill me in on this in the comment section below. Do you have to buy the structure deck and then buy another specific pack to get Shaddoll Fusion and Window Construct? What the heck is this? Anyway, so that's so strange. Okay, if they actually release this in the TCG and then just be like, oh, okay, by the way, we're gonna release a Shaddoll structure deck, but this you have to buy the Enhancement Pack. At that point, why wouldn't you just include this and take out some of the cards that nobody gonna be playing, right? Maybe they'll remove like the Pot of Avarice and Feather Duster for the TCG and be like, okay, we'll put Window Contract. I mean, honestly, they can keep in some of the more like obscure ones, like the Fire one. The Water one kind of helps out with the newer cards, but for the most part, I don't think most people care about that. It's just basically Construct and Window. They need to be in the structure deck. Gosh, that's new news for me. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the new Shaddoll structure deck. For me, honestly, I just feel like Shaddolls are like they're outclassed for the most part, unless you go for first turn Window plus another negate. And Shaddolls don't really have like a board where they can set up with multiple negates. It's basically just, I mean, I technically there is a Link monster, but I think the majority of the plays in this deck aren't going to be as explosive or as powerful as other decks. But I think it's cool that we are getting a structure deck. But let me know, guys, if you guys are going to be picking these up. For me, myself, I mean, I've had my Shaddoll deck for forever, since Shaddolls were actually back in the day when there was like BA Shaddoll and then even Cosmo were like really popular in the game. But, so I'm not personally going to be picking these up. I mean, the alternate artwork is kind of cool, but I mean, honestly, Shaddolls are probably only going to be like $1 or $2. Like most of the, even like the newer alternate artworks maybe go up to like $3 at most, and that's at most. Depending on, of course, if you get the cards in the premium pack or whatever, the enhancement pack or not. What is this? I need to know. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you thought of that. And again, I'm curious to know what you guys think of Feather Duster, because again, Regeki Stone just outclasses it, in my personal opinion. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out on new Yu-Gi-Oh! News when it does come out. And if you guys want to send me in other replays of Shaddolls, I haven't had anyone send in any Shaddoll replays using some of the new stuff, because I just don't think it's that great, to be honest. But I will give you guys a video, and I'll try to make some cheeky plays with the light Shaddoll, because I like the artwork so dang much. Yo, they're definitely changing the artwork in the TCG. Calling it now. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.